Closure at Los Angeles 2026.
Welcome to Out on the Lanai, the only Golden Girls podcast you're ever gonna need to listen to. I'm HAlanScott slash Sadie Pines.
I'm Kerri Doherty, and today we're bringing you another Golden Rewind where we go back and rewatch our favorite episodes of The Golden Girls and offer new insights since we first started breaking down these episodes way back in 2014. And it's time to audition for Lady Macbeth and a new possible living arrangement for Sophia because we just rewatched Season 1, Episode 12, The Custody Battle.
How crazy is it that Blanche, or for that matter Rose, ever thought they were gonna play Lady Macbeth? Like that, okay. Maybe I can see a version of it with Rose, but
Well,
Blanche,
Rose does get cast.
I know, which is crazy to me. I mean, Dorothy is the one that should be cast as Lady Macbeth. Dorothy is Lady Macbeth. Rose, no, maybe more so than Blanche, but definitely not Blanche, unless she plays Lady Macbeth as like so slutty.
I really wish we could have seen those auditions. Like, I feel like Rose would have changed the words to one of the monologues to like fit Saint Olafian terms. Like, she would have been like,
I don't understand. Out, damn spot. Do I have to say damn? Is that what they say? Is that what he says in it? Out, damn spot.
I don't remember.
I think it is. Out, damn. I'm gonna Google that. Out, damn spot. Macbeth. Yeah.
The milkmaid's raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of old Sven. That would have been.
No, it's out, damn spot. Out, damn spot. Out, I say. Lady Macbeth says in some scene. I can't see Rose. Rose would be like, I can't say damn. I just can't. I can't. Whereas Blanche would read it like, out, damn spot.
Rose
Ow.
would.
I'll say.
Rose would pantomime rubbing trying to wash a piece of laundry, and she'd say "out damn spot" like she was trying to get a stain off of a blouse.
And then she would be like, "Well, you know, my uncle Hindelblobber used to get blood out by doing this weird mixture of horse manure and alcohol." And she would go into this crazy story about it. I think Dorothy would say, "Out. Out, damn spot. Out, I say."
And Blanche would say, "Oh, get out of here, you damn spot." "Oh, get right out of here."
Where Sophia would be like, "If you want a spot taken care of, just line them against the wall."
Jeez. Well, welcome back. Welcome back to us. Welcome back to everyone. We hope you all had a lovely 4th of July holiday.
Oh, that's right. That's so weird. I forgot that we're recording this early. And so in this universe, this is my birthday week.
Yeah. So happy birthday to you.
In the universe in which the future is listening to this, it is my birthday, and I'm somehow 28 years old again.
Yes. So if you want to do something special for H. Allen's birthday, you guys can join our Patreon because we have a lot of fun over there. We do a Rusty Anchor Happy Hour bonus episode every week where we talk even more about the Golden Girls. You kind of get more of an insight into our lives. We tell personal and often awkward, embarrassing stories. And we definitely spill more tea over there for sure. We're more gossipy.
I gossip about like the celebrities I've interviewed sometimes and some of the things that happen. There's a lot of gossipy things that go on over, because I feel like the Rusty Anchor Happy Hour has morphed over the years into, which we should do a new commercial for it or something, because it's morphed over the years into a very relaxing, almost embarrassing 20 minutes of our weeks that like we can just do whatever, and then we decide to publish it privately, but like still, we decide to be like, okay, like there was one thing I said on a recent one that I was like, oh wait, I have to interview that person, maybe I shouldn't have published that on the internet, but I mean, it's only to the people on Patreon, so I should be fine. And that just shows you how much I trust everyone over on the Patreon, in that I'm not worried that something's going to get leaked.
It's not a small group.
No, it isn't. There's a lot of people, but that's how amazing this group of Golden Girls people are, is that we can trust each other to not share secrets we shouldn't share.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun over on the Patreon, which you can check out at patreon.com/Golden Girls Podcast. And speaking of the Rusty
Mm-hmm.
Anchor Happy Hour this week, so obviously this episode, the custody battle, it's the introduction of Gloria and
Gloria, Gloria.
Gloria and
Has nothing to do
Wendy
with this
Malick.
episode. Yeah, Wendy Malick.
If someone's just tuning in and they haven't been listening for a couple of weeks, they're like, what? Why? Wendy?
Oh,
Just go back and listen,
sorry.
guys. So I found this really fun Reddit thread
I saw that.
where
Yeah.
Golden Girls fans are going back and forth about which actor played a better Gloria. And then there's like a very surprising conversation that is actually started in the thread that has nothing to do with Gloria, but is about the Golden Girls. And it was just like, it's a fascinating thread. So we're going to look at that. We're going to read parts of it and probably just catch up about our weeks. Yeah, it's super fun. Patreon.com/Golden Girls Podcast. Check it out. Support us, support the
And
podcast.
later
Get
this
more
month,
fun stuff.
Later this month on the Patreon, we're going to be doing Sick and Tired Part 2. We watched Part 1 last month, which if you subscribe at the $8 level, you can watch last month's Part 1 where we all watched together. And then we're going to do Part 2 at some point in July. I don't know exactly what date.
Yeah, we do a Golden Girls live watch along where we all watch an episode over Zoom. We share our screen. We play the episode. We all talk in the chat. It's super fun. It feels like we're all just sitting together in our living rooms watching an episode of the Golden Girls together. And it's the most comfy thing ever.
I play the anxious homosexual who's in charge of tech and doesn't really know what he's doing.
You do great. Everybody always gives you a thumbs up.
Thank you. I have to, because I have to watch it blind because I have to like play the thing. So I don't see the chat while it's happening or anything. Kerri's the one who has to see all that and everything. So I'm just sort of like, I hope it's okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love this episode of the Golden Girls.
I love this episode. It's one that we don't rewatch often enough. And it is such a special little, my favorite thing about this episode in general is, and my favorite thing about season 1 of the Golden Girls in general is the amount of makeup each actor wears, with the exception of maybe Sophia. It is 1980s beat face makeup, because I think, and I don't know, we'd have to talk to someone on the inside who would be able to answer this, but I have a feeling because they changed cameras, they changed the camera quality or the cameras they used at some point from season 1 to the other seasons, because it moves over to video in later seasons. And so there's some sort of change in camera, and I have a feeling that had a lot to do with the amount of makeup that they wore, was the type of cameras and the type of filming that the show had. It probably was, they needed to be more theatrical. It probably was very 1970s, sort of like camera quality, focus on the makeup. You got to have the blush, you got to have the whole thing. Because like there are moments where like, we never see Blanche with that much eyeshadow ever in this series. But in this episode, she is full on like purple eyeshadow.
Yeah, eyeshadow for days. Yeah, we definitely, it's something I feel like we always point out when we watch a season 1 episode is the amount of makeup that the women are wearing. I also, in these early season episodes, you get these beautiful character stories that are really fleshing out our women and their relationships with each other, and the dynamic between Sophia and Doherty in this episode. It's such a beautiful story. Like, because like I can empathize with Doherty in this episode. Like here she is, she's divorced, she's single, she's dating, sometimes she's got these 2 roommates, and she has taken her mother in to this situation to give her a roof over her head, to keep an eye on her. And then you have Gloria, who's rich, she's widowed, but she travels, she only calls 3 times a year. And yet Sophia's constantly comparing Doherty to Gloria. Like, it's so unfair to compare them. And Sophia's trying so hard to get Doherty a date at the beginning of the episode. She literally gets the phone number of a random dude at the supermarket who's like asks Sophia to thump his melon. Which is like something that's a Blanche pickup line. But yeah, I really feel for Sophia or I feel for Doherty in this episode. But yeah,
well, you also have this,
I love their dynamic. It's very beautiful.
there's this interesting dynamic that you see with Dorothy throughout the episode where, you know, like it's still her mom. Like it's still she
Hmm.
shares this mother with her sister, obviously. But she also, and this is what's so beautiful, I think, about B. Arthur's performance is that like she's also her friend. And so
Hmm.
there's this like dance in between. Of course you want your mom to do what she wants to do because you've known her your whole life and you want her the best for her. But at the same time, you don't want your best friend to leave. Like you just
Hmm.
don't want your best friend to leave. Like that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And she really has to wrestle with both of those things where she wants the best for her mom. And so like she's telling to Dorothy and or to Rose and Blanche, like, it's her decision. I don't want her to go, but it's her decision. That's the daughter. That's the daughter speaking. Whereas the best friend is the one that's sort of like really sad and mourning. You know?
Yeah, I think that's a really poignant way to put that. And I think what else is nice, and I was so surprised by Dorothy's maturity when she says, like, she's a grown woman. She can make
Yeah.
her own decisions. Like, we do see throughout the series a lot when Dorothy's like, Ma, I know what's best for you. The doctor's coming. We're going to do this. We're going to get your
Mhm.
hearing checked. Ba, ba, ba. So in this early episode, for her to be for her to allow Sophia that independence that in future episodes we see Sophia really does want a lot of more independence from Dorothy. It was
Yeah.
just like it was really nice. And the other thing that really strikes me about this episode now as a mother to two children is
Mm.
I am as little Coco gets older, I will be so aware of making sure that my children don't feel like I'm treating them any differently. Would never want one to feel like I favor one more than the
Hmm.
other, that I love one more than the other,
That's interesting.
So
I
that was
feel like
something
that's really,
I
I
paid
feel like,
attention to.
I mean, I'm not a parent, so I don't know that dance, but I've had these conversations with my mom growing up, and it is like, and just as adults, we've had these conversations where, I grew up with a special needs brother. And so because of that, for better or worse, my mom had to choose her time, and it was always with him. And so there was this as a kid. It wasn't so much that my mom liked my brother better. It was that I knew her attention could not be on me. It just could not be. It just wasn't on me. And so it creates this dynamic and this relationship. And I think maybe in some ways, Dorothy might even experience that a little bit, where like you have to be a little independent and you have to be a little bit like if your mom clearly like she thinks likes Gloria better, or like in my mom's case liked my brother better because he needed more attention, then I was forced to then get my own personality, do my own things, forge my own way in that relationship. And now as an adult, I find my relationship with my mom is different from my brother's in that, like, my brothers very much have that mother son relationship where they need help from her. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
there's a maternal nature to it. Whereas with my mom, her and we're talking about makeup, and we're talking about like
Yeah.
TV shows, and we're talking about like the things that I would talk about you with. You know what I mean? Like we're talking, and of course it's different. She's still my mom, but like there's a friend relationship there. And I think Dorothy has that with Sophia in a lot of ways
Hmm.
too, where it's still her mom, but there's, because of the dynamics of the family and how it worked out, she kind of was forced to like see her mom as in a different way, you know?
Yeah, I think also the two of them living together as roommates probably really contributed to that. I'm willing to bet that Dorothy and Sophia's relationship did become different when Sophia moved in with them. Because if you think
Mm-hmm.
about it, when she was married to Stan, when she had kids, Sophia was probably more like grandma,
Yep.
you know, coming
Mm-hmm.
over Sundays for dinner or, whatever. But
Because
now that,
Dorothy was a young mom. She was a young
hmm.
mom. And so Sophia never had the opportunity to sort of watch her kid become an adult in an independent way because she became a mom immediately. So
Hmm.
Sophia had to maintain that maternal way for so long, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So, see, I'd be so interested to go back and listen to our conversation about this episode when we covered it like 12
Mm,
years ago,
I
because
don't want to. I don't want
I don't want to either, but I I really did, as a mom, look at
It
this
changes.
episode in an
Yeah.
entirely different way. And that's why I think it's so wild that we are
That we get
breaking
to do
down these
this.
episodes, that we
I
get to do
know.
this. It's so
I know.
special.
It's so special because like, and I talked about this with well, it's I can't say who, but there's a movie coming out and there's an interview coming out soon, and but
Can you mention
I
it on the Rusty Anchor Happy Hour?
yeah. And but what I can't, because like contractually I can't say anything right now. But
Okay.
what I can say is the point of the film, it's a new film coming. I can say the film. It's called The Invite. And it's Olivia Wilde, Seth Rogen, Penelope Cruz, Ed Norton anyway. And but one of the reasons why I bring this up is because there are certain films and certain stories that I think we view differently at different stages of our lives. And that to me is the mark of a great film, is that like, I look at like my favorite film of all time is Terms of Endearment. And I first saw that when I was a kid, and I didn't really understand a lot of the dynamics and the relationships between the mother and the daughter. And then I didn't understand a lot of it because I was a kid. And as I got older, I related more to the daughter and sort of her free spirited nature. And then now, even though I'm not older, but as I got older, I start realizing that like the way in which the mom was sexual and sort of was like leading her life in that way as she was older, I'm viewing her differently now. And so like that to me is a great piece of art, is that like we watch this, it holds up, it holds the test of time, so you can watch it at different aspects of your life and different stages of your life, and it means something different as you get older. And I think The Invite is a film that will be like that. It is such a good movie. You all should go see it. But I think it will age in a way that like I relate to it differently as I get older.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And I love
Yeah.
that people can have this experience and, you know, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just perceive things and feel things differently as they experience different things in life.
So great. So great. Well, should we take a break and get into this episode? Because
I'd love to.
feel like we have things to say about Gloria. Gloria.
Gloria. Can't afford it.
Can't afford it.
So the episode opens on something that is so nostalgic to me, which is Dorothy and Sophia standing at the sink doing dishes together as a team. Because
Oh,
this is
yeah.
something my sister and I used to do. Just the visual of someone taking the glass out and then putting it in the side of the sink that has the water and shaking it, handing it to the person to dry it. Like when my sister and I were young, that was our chore. And she got to wash, I got to dry. We would stand on these little stools and do them. And it was just like, even though we don't use our dishwasher, we still hand wash our dishes here, but it was
Wait,
just such a
why?
nostalgic thing. I have yet to find a dishwasher that can actually dry a dish. The dishes are always wet when I take them out.
Wait, what if you just like do it overnight and then the next morning they'll be dry?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're still wet. I don't know. I haven't used my dishwasher in I can't tell you how many years.
That's crazy to me. I literally, when we moved into this apartment, I have never had a dishwasher in my home. My mom did, of course, when I was a kid. But then
Yeah.
when I moved out on my own, I was in New York, and then I lived in like apartments here. You couldn't have a dishwasher. And so like I never had a dishwasher until I moved into this apartment in 2020. And the way in which I fucking use the shit out of that dishwasher. That dishwasher is a mark of independence and adulthood. Every single time I close it and lock it, and I have to choose the level in which I'm going to wash my dishes, and I put heavy to make up for lost time for all the amount of years that I actually had to do my own dishes. I'm like, yeah, you clean it heavy. This is a heavy load.
But the thing about dishwashers, you're essentially having to like half wash the dish before you put it in. So by the amount of time it takes.
That's what I don't understand. I don't understand this. That logic, I know what you're saying. You have to wash the dish, so what's the point? You wash the dish, put it in the dishwasher. No, you rinse it off. You don't wash it. You rinse it off. You rinse all the chunks off, goes down the food disposal, and then you put the dish in the sink. But then again, also, what are you eating that you have that much shit on your plate?
Eggs are very sticky sometimes.
Eggs, yes, but that's eggs. That's a very separate thing. I'm talking about like, you know, you have like a salad bowl. You put a little water in that, you rinse it out, you put it in the thing. It's still got the oil residue and stuff, and you let the dishwasher do what the dishwasher's meant to do.
I don't know.
I don't understand the people who have a problem with a little bit of rinsing. I have no problem rinsing, especially because it gives me the freedom of the dishwasher.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about Blanche now because you and I are never going to see eye to eye on dishwashers. Vacuums, yes. So Blanche is dating Jason, who is the director of the local community theater where she's auditioning for the role of Lady Macbeth in Shakespeare's Macbeth.
Insane. Insane.
There are so many great jokes with this storyline. We get so much horny Blanche, which we have clips for that.
So much horny Blanche.
There's a great exchange where Dorothy goes, "Wait a minute, Blanche, you're not using this man to get a part in the play, are you?" And she goes, "Well, of course not, Dorothy. I'm going to let him use me to get a part in the play." Oh, she has so many great jokes.
You know, I think I grew up differently because I never was able to use my sexual prowesses to get something. Do you know what I mean? Like I was never hot enough in order to offer the ability of sex to get something that I wanted. And so I always had to like beg for sex. So like I never like had, you know what I mean? So I don't know what that's like to be able to be like, "Oh, I'm going to turn a sexual favor and get what I want out of the situation." I always had to be funny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I sort of feel the same. I'm like, I don't know. Although I feel like for women sometimes, I feel like for straight women, it's a little bit easier because I feel like I'm going to make a real generalized statement because
men will settle for anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, let's be real. They'll be like, "Well, it's moving."
Yeah. Like, was that a picket fence with a hole in it? Okay. So this does lead me to my very first, I don't know.
So gross.
I mean, they made an entire movie about a guy who fucked a pie. Okay, so I want to play my first clip, which is when Blanche and Rose are getting ready to go out on their double date with Jason and his lighting director friend.
Come on, honey. We don't want to keep our dates waiting.
Wait, Blanche, honey, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, no, I never wear underwear.
I mean my jewelry.
Oh, forget it. Why paint the peacock?
What is she saying?
Why
Peacocks are
paint
ugly?
the peacock?
Is that what she's inferring?
No. She's saying that a peacock is already extremely colorful.
Oh, she's
Why
the
paint the peacock? She's the peacock. Wait, who did you think was the peacock in this situation?
I got confused on who the jewelry, like what the jewelry was happening for. So I was like, was she calling Dorothy a peacock because she's tall? I don't know. I don't know what's happening here.
Dorothy, am I supposed to be painting you?
I don't know. I was very confused. Also,
oh gosh,
I watched this episode a couple of days ago.
What I love about this joke is that Blanche would have to assume that Dorothy can see just by looking at her dress that she's not wearing underwear, meaning to go out on this date, Blanche is either intentionally wearing a sheer dress or something that wouldn't hide a panty line. Like, I feel Blanche just goes commando, and I respect that.
Do you respect that? Because I don't think it's a good thing to do.
Well, it depends on how long your dress is and what kind of things you'll be sitting on.
Well, but sure, but I don't know the history of underwear, and I don't understand when it started.
I wouldn't expect you to.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that would be a fascinating deep dive that maybe we can do on a Rusty Anchor someday. But like I don't know why we wear underwear. But all I know is that when I wear underwear and when I don't wear underwear, I feel a lot better when I do wear underwear. And I don't know if that's just something I've learned over time, you know, like how gender is a social construct and we've just accepted these things about whatever, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know if it's that. Like, what if underwear is how we look at gender from a social, like, what if this is just something that we've been told, oh, you have to like this. And then now we just like it because it makes us feel safe.
We're so used to it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, have we just been fooled our whole lives? Wow, I think I just went through an experience. I just went through an experience.
I think so too. Now that you're thinking about it, now that you're saying it, I'm like, yeah.
I'm gonna start not wearing underwear. I'm gonna try that. For my birthday, I will not wear underwear.
Great.
But there's zippers too, and that scares me.
I do think you just, yeah, it's maybe about not wanting certain types of fabrics to rub up against certain parts of your body. You
Very
know,
delicate.
later in this storyline, I thought it was kind of a lame move. Like, I'm so glad that I'm assuming Blanche doesn't end up with Jason because he makes Rose the messenger to tell Blanche that she was cast
Which is
as witch
shit.
number 3.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's wrong.
yeah,
That's wrong.
get a life, Jason.
Get a life. Fuck you, Jason.
There's another great joke though in that moment where Blanche goes, "I can't believe this. I've been had." And then Dorothy goes, "I know." And before Dorothy even gets the joke out, the audience is already ahead of it. They already know what's
They
coming.
know. Yep.
She's like, "And you still didn't get the part."
I
Oh.
mean, it is just, and we are only 12 episodes. We are 3 months into this series, and this audience already knows exactly the type of character these people are. Like, that is a hit show right there.
Yep, they know exactly who these people are by episode 12. So yeah. So Gloria is coming for a visit. Dorothy and Sophia get into it, because of all the stuff that we mentioned earlier. Dorothy needs space. Sophia storms off to Mildred's because, quote, she's shorter and doesn't need so much space. And I actually think that setting up this tension between Sophia and Dorothy before Gloria arrives was really smart writing because it provides this like extra layer of character depth to the story about Sophia maybe thinking about moving in with Gloria. Like, Sophia's not like, oh, I want to go live with her. She has more money. I would have butlers. If the writers had gone that route, it would have felt really like materialistic and surface level. So I do like that there's this like extra nuance of tension between Sophia and Dorothy.
Yeah, I know. There is, I mean, the writing in this episode is actually just like so spot on. So spot on.
I also love, so the next day, Sophia's still sour at Dorothy. Rose, sweet Rose, when she tries to smooth things over, she says, "It's a beautiful day and Gloria's coming. Why don't you just kiss and make up?" And then we get Sophia's, why don't you blow it out your ditty bag? Which I think the first time we watched this episode, maybe it was when we watched it during a live watch along or something, but I know we like Googled what a ditty bag was. We were like, what's a ditty bag?
Do you know what a ditty bag is?
I don't. Do you?
I don't. We have. Let me Google it again.
Terrible memories.
And a ditty bag is a small, versatile bag used to organize and carry miscellaneous items, toiletries, and smell. That's not okay. Traditionally used by sailors and in the military, it now serves as a highly practical junk drawer for travelers and backpackers. Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what's in your bag?
So it's a purse. It's a purse.
Yeah. Well, it's a junk drawer bag. It sounds like.
That's what I call my purse.
You do have a lot of stuff in there.
I do.
Before Gloria arrives, we get another amazing horny Blanche moment that I want to play.
So good.
Besides, I think it's a much bigger challenge playing Lady Macbeth.
Oh, but Blanche, you don't have the part yet. You still have to audition.
Oh, honey, I did. Last night. I opened to great reviews.
I love it.
Funny.
I
so
love
good.
it.
It's so good.
So then Gloria number 1 arrives. This Gloria was played by Doris Bellack. And
Doris Bellack. Can we talk about her for a second?
Yes, I'd love to.
What were we going to say about her? Because I have many great things to say about her.
Well, one thing that I didn't know her from, I didn't realize, is she was the voice of the neighbor, Tippy Dink, on the animated classic Doug.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think she ends up becoming the mayor on the show. But yeah, she was Tippy Dink on Doug.
Yeah.
And what a great name.
She is a veteran well, I wouldn't say necessarily character actress, but actress of television, in that she had this really interesting well, I'm fascinated by actors like her because she never really was like famous, you know what I mean? Like, she wasn't like famous, but she had a very distinct personality, very B. Arthur coded, but different. But like, she had a personality and she brought that personality to every single role. And so it was always kind of like that character that she played. Like in this character, she was in Tootsie. She was the the either the writer. I think she was the writer. She was the writer in Tootsie
I remember her in Tootsie.
of the soap opera, because she did soap opera. She was on One Life to Live, I think, for like a long time. But then she also did Another World and like a bunch of other shows. But she's like a staple of television supporting / guest star talent, which I love actors like this because you don't often know their names, but you know their work, you know, and I now in this industry, both you and I, we have friends that quite literally make a living off of being these type of actors, that like, they're not getting cast in the leads of anything. Like they might for other things, but like they're just working stable supporting character actors. And I love actors like that. And so Doris, love her.
Yeah, she also she
Naked
worked.
Gun, she was in. Like she was in a bunch of shit.
She was in 10 episodes of Law and Order. She did a few episodes of SVU. She did a ton of voiceover work, and she worked up until 2009. And she ended up passing away in 2011. So she was working for most of her adult life.
And I read on when I was doing research earlier, she what I love is like when a couple, her husband was a producer, Philip something, I think. But her husband was a producer. Philip Rose was her husband. And they died. They were married for 65 years, and they died within 4 months of each other.
Oh.
That to me is when like love is love. You know what I mean? When like love just works and you know it's right.
Well,
yeah.
Heartbreaking. But I
mean, they lived a long life. They, you know, they had a long life.
Okay. So when Gloria does arrive, it's very clear that she has money. She's well dressed. She's, brought a lot of what looks like professionally wrapped gifts for Sophia. She's booked a hotel. She has a personal driver, but she doesn't really flaunt her money like she does later down the line in future episodes. And it's clear that, she mentions it, but when we get to Gloria number 2, it feels like she was flaunting a little bit more, but then of course then she goes broke, and then Dorothy's really happy. So, and it's clear Dorothy doesn't hold any of this against Gloria. Like even later in the episode when Gloria's out shopping with Sophia, Dorothy has an opportunity to shit talk her sister behind her back to Blanche and Rose.
Yeah.
But she doesn't. She's just like, my sister's sophisticated and worldly.
Yeah.
There was one funny thing about this scene, which I pulled a clip for it. So
actually,
Gloria...
let's take a break before we play that clip, because I also have a question about Gloria and having a rich sibling, and I have a very important question for you about Gloria.
Okay.
So let's take a break and then we'll come back up with that.
Okay.
So my question is, no, this is no shade to my siblings, but we're all broke. But like if you had a rich sibling, I don't know if you do, maybe you do, I don't know. But if you had a rich sibling, at the level of rich that I think Gloria is, like I feel like it seems like Gloria's got a lot of money. Why is Dorothy living with roommates? You know what I mean? Like why? Like that to me, I'm sort of like, Dorothy is effectively making sure that her mother is okay. Like, and that her mother is like, she's essentially a caretaker in addition to whatever. And I, still work and everything. But like, if I had a sibling that had that level of money, I would be like, you could maybe chip in for some of this rent.
Yeah, I feel like, with Gloria, I could see Gloria wanting to chip in to help take care of Sophia. But I also feel like Dorothy's the type of person where she would feel weird if a sibling was like giving her money or bought her a house or, was paying her rent. But when it comes to taking care of Sophia, I could see her being like, hey, let me help with Ma. Let me pay her doctor's bills, or let me pay her part of the rent every other month. That I feel like Dorothy would have been okay with, but
it doesn't seem like she does that. And
no, she doesn't. I don't think so.
Yeah, and so it just feels a little weird that like she has all this money and she buy all these gifts. It's like, girl, like maybe chip in a little bit. Your sister's a substitute teacher living with
Yeah.
roommates in her
Yeah.
60s.
Well, speaking of the gifts, I so Gloria tells the girls to open their presents. She hands Sophia a present, she hands Dorothy presents.
Yeah.
She tells them to open them. She makes a big thing of opening them so they can see what she brought. But as she's handing them the gifts, she tells them exactly what's inside, ruining the
Yep.
surprise.
I
Did you
love
notice
that.
that? Let's
I love that.
watch that
Let's
moment.
play it and then
Honey, let's go in the kitchen. I'll fix us some coffee.
No, wait. First, open these. Now, there is a new outfit for you, and some warm pajamas, and an electric blanket. Every time I call you, it seems you have a cold.
We'll call more often.
Don't pick on your sister. Here, she brought you something.
It's a gift certificate for a complete makeover at Elizabeth Arden's.
Maybe now you can get a date.
Okay, let me tell you right now that I love that she said what the gifts were, because there is nothing. Now, this wouldn't necessarily happen in a family situation. Like, I have no shame in front of them. But like for example, with my birthday coming up, let's say, there's like a people get together or whatever. I mean, I don't do anything for my birthday. Like, whatever, just send me nudes. But like, I hate that sort of mindset of you get the gift, then you open it in front of everyone, and then the whole point is like to see your face when you whatever. And I don't want that at all. I either want to know what I'm getting or I want to wait until I'm home. Like we don't need. I'm a 28-year-old man in the body of a middle-aged man. I don't need all of that. I just need like the gift thing. No, like I don't. Surprises are for children.
Well, but then I guess why wrap it at that point? Like the whole point of wrapping paper
Well, because
is to,
everyone likes opening a
is to
gift.
unwrap the surprise. Like how many trees had to die for Gloria's foolish choices?
Ain't no one thinking about a tree in a moment when they get a gift. You know what I mean?
It would drive me absolutely nuts if someone handed me a gift and then was like, "Here, it's a surprise. Open it. It's a Vitamix." Like I would be so mad.
This is how I know I'm in a relationship with someone that just gets we both are on the same page, because we often, I should say, whenever we get gifts for each other, we give them to each other early. So like it's always very much in advance of whenever the thing is coming. Because like even for Christmas, when we go to his folks' place for Christmas, and he'll give me my gift like way before Christmas, and then of course I'm up there and I don't have a gift or whatever, and I'm like, I'm okay with that, because it's just like we don't need all of that. Like just give the thing, and we're eager to give the thing. So like half the time we don't even wrap it, and it's no, I don't know. I know. So he and I get each other in the gift giving situation, and that like it's not the gifts happen all the time. Like the gift is each other. There, cry about that.
Also, in this scene, Dorothy mentions that Gloria is the baby of the family. I always assumed Phil was the baby for some reason.
Same, actually. I thought that too when I was watching it. It just, I always sort of figured that Phil was like the younger one. Yeah. And I think I think there's an episode in which it said that Phil is the younger one.
I mean, look, they rewrite the history all the time, but it was just a little jarring. And I was like, oh, okay. I always thought Phil was younger.
Also, when did they, I don't remember when they brought in the storyline of him being a crossdresser.
I feel like it started early.
Yeah, I think it was early too, but it's definitely season 1, but I don't know if it had happened yet. I don't know if it had happened at this point in the series, like episode 12.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
somebody
listeners,
knows.
When we post a clip, let us know.
I didn't like, again, I know this show makes fun of Dorothy's looks all the time, but when Sophia tells Dorothy, don't expect a miracle with the makeover, I was like, ah. But I did love the way that B. Arthur ate up all that screen time with her reaction while she stood in the doorway. Like, I was like, yeah, don't let someone call cut until you are ready, my queen, B. Arthur.
She is the queen of the extended reaction.
A queen. And it's so great. And again, it's like not something that you really see on TV anymore. Oh, we get a great Blanche joke. So the women are all sitting around and talking about like their experiences with siblings and stuff. And, you know, because Dorothy thinks that her parents liked Gloria better than her. And we get a Blanche joke that it says so much about these characters in such a wonderful way.
Like on our birthdays. Now, when we were little, every year my sisters had huge parties with clowns and magicians and tons of presents.
No, and you didn't.
Well, not exactly. I mean, I did have parties and I had presents, but I never had a clown. Not until I was much older. Yeah. But that's another story.
I mean, again, it's just like the innuendo on innuendo. Like it's just so good that how strong these characters are at this point in the series is just so good.
Yeah, I mean, that one joke accomplishes, I think, three very important things about these characters. One, how well Dorothy knows Blanche. She can literally finish her sentences.
Yeah.
And then two, the type of adventures Blanche gets herself into when it comes to men and kind of how open and adventurous she is. And then three, how often Blanche talks about her sexual escapades, because Dorothy's reaction is kind of like, yeah, no, we know.
Aren't
So
your
it
in-laws,
says-
they were clowns, right?
No. No, they were a traveling family magic act. They were magicians.
I say that's amazing, and I'm obsessed with them, and I've never met them.
Clowns.
But, I mean, that's magician and clown is not far off.
I mean, say that to a magician and go to the magic castle and say, "You guys are clowns, right?" And see what happens.
I mean, let them be angry. But I say that because there's I've now reached an age where I'm like, go ahead, get angry. I don't care.
I don't care about pissing off the magic community.
Whatever. There's this one guy my algorithm fed to me, clown. Like hearing this joke, I thought to myself, what would it be like to hook up with a clown? You know what I mean? Like to actually because
Dorothy did.
They apparently Blanche did too. So what do you think it would be like to have sex with a clown? And then online, I somehow got pushed this Australian or New Zealand, I don't know where, clown where he just gets naked and he's just like a naked clown guy. His name is Gary Starr. I started following immediately because I was like, well, clown naked. Okay, I'm game.
The algorithm knows you.
I guess, but like this is his live shows. He's just like in his here he's in underwear because it's Instagram, but like still, he's just like a naked
For
clown
those
guy.
just listening, HAlan's just holding up a phone with this clown half naked on Instagram.
He's just naked.
Here's what I think it's like to be with a clown. I think if it's a guy, you're doing it with a regular guy and he has a costume and a red nose in his closet.
Sure. But do you think then that it would be okay to make jokes while having sex? Because that, I feel like, is a territory. I love sex jokes, like actual sex jokes, but like jokes in sex. So do you think that would be appropriate? Like, where's the line when you're having sex with a clown where it's too far?
Well, it depends on the clown. I think that clowns clock in and clock out just like regular people do. So, you know, I don't know that a clown would be expecting you necessarily to tell jokes or
I feel like that's too much anxiety.
squirt
Just have sex
water
with a
from
mime.
a flower.
Just have sex with a mime. It's going to be real quiet, but yet very animated, you know? Like just, yeah.
Do you think that Blanche could ever have sex with a mime?
I know, because she needs validation. And the mime would just be like, wonk, 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 wonk.
Yeah. Rose, I think, would find it adorable.
Oh my God, Rose would love sex with the mime, but then she'd probably murder him.
Yeah. Well, accidentally.
Sure.
Yeah. Uh, I loved the scene between Dorothy and Gloria when they're getting ready for bed. I thought it was very sweet and very organic, and it just kind of
Yeah.
felt like it was just a very comfy scene. I love scenes when the women are like getting ready for bed and we see them like getting into bed and cuddling up with each other. There was something very comfy about
It
seeing
is
that on the Golden Girls.
it's very cozy to watch. I watch it, and like when when Elliot and I went to Puerto Vallarta, one of the major things that I had to like stress to Elliot, because he was dealing with the person planning the trip, and one of the things I had to stress to Elliot was, you need to make sure they're giving us each our own room, because I am not about to sleep in a bed with you. I am not. That ain't cozy. No, like I will only sleep in bed with one person, and it's Michael, and I barely like that.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, depending on the situation, I wouldn't mind having like a slumber party, like with my best friend and
But you
like
want to sleep in
cuddling
the
up.
same bed? Like you can
Yeah,
have a slumber party without sleeping in the same bed.
yeah, but there's something fun about it. There's like a closeness to it.
Nah, the fun is like staying up late and putting on face masks and eating like pizza at 2 a.m. Like that's
Oh, that
fun,
sounds so good.
right? It's fun. It's fun. That I love. Oh my God, I love when I can do that. I love when it's like I have nothing the next day. And even though I know my body, because I'm old, is just going to wake me up at my regular time anyway, I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm going to stay up till 3 a.m. and do what I want. And it is just, that is delightful. But then when it comes time for bed, it's like, okay, just stay the fuck away from me. Go over there, sleep on the couch. I'll be in here.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see
Like Lucy and
uh
Ricky had something. They knew what they were doing. Separate beds. It was smart.
so in this scene, um Gloria says that she spent so much fun, or she had so much fun spending a whole day with Sophia that she wants Sophia to come live with her in California. And she says, so I asked her and she said yes. And that's our big act break moment. And it is such a gut punch for Dorothy.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, that is I don't think she handled it very well. I'll be honest.
Who, Gloria?
Gloria, I don't think she's
Agreed.
handling this. Yeah, I don't think this is a respectful way of handling this.
Yeah. I mean, what's interesting is, Dorothy doesn't get upset in any way that she asked her because she's like, she's a grown woman. She can make her own decisions. But yeah, I kind of feel like that's such a big thing. It feels like the two of them needed to be on the same page and to like have that conversation to decide if that's actually what's best for Sophia.
Yeah, true. Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's obvious right away is that Sophia is hoping that Dorothy will tell her not to go. Again, which is like what makes the story so great. It's like a very nuanced situation. Um, and Dorothy is really supportive of the decision, like we were saying, because, Sophia is a grown woman who decides what's best for herself. And I think what's actually really funny is Dorothy, who is Sophia's biological daughter. Daughter. Like, what am I so?
Wow. You went back to Massachusetts right there.
Oh my gosh. Stan's been watching Sopranos.
Love Sopranos.
Yeah. But it's Blanche and Rose who are like, she can't leave. Like she cooks linguine and gives us advice, which just goes to show that even in your, 50s, you can still, need a mother figure in your life.
Yeah.
But then eventually Dorothy's kind of true feelings finally come out to Gloria, where she's like, you were Ma's favorite for our entire lives. All I wanted is this time with her. And now you're going to take that.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah. I mean, but it's true though, like, oh, so sad.
But then Gloria thought that Dorothy was the favorite daughter this entire time.
Always it? That's always the case though. Like the favorite one never actually thinks they're the favorite because everyone thinks that they're always like, I feel like that's always the case.
It depends.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, certainly there are situations where there are adult children that like don't rock the boat, so they're the favorite one. And then I think you have other adult children who rock the boat, and then those children are viewed differently, and everybody knows who the favorite is.
I feel like you are saying things here, Kerri, that you need to reel it back.
I am not saying anything. I'm just saying I have witnessed different family dynamics. And I do think that there are situations where there are actually favored children.
I think in my situation, I can confidently say that I'm the most popular of my siblings. I'm like probably the most liked, but I'm also the most annoying. Like I'm the least reliable, and I'm the one that forgets birthdays and everything. And it's just like, well, he lives in Los Angeles and is very busy. So like, and I get excuses are made for me for being a shithead. I'm actually a shithead. And but yet I'm seen as a colorful homosexual living my artistic weird life and making a living somehow, and they get to brag about it, but then they also get to be annoyed by it at the same time. So like it works, it works in my favor.
I feel like they must humble you, because you and I chat and you're like, oh, so I talked to Lisa Kudrow earlier, Jamie Lee Curtis, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the best. You have the most amazing, glamorous life. And then you go home to your family and it just sounds like they just knock you down a peg.
Well, I don't think they knock me down. It's just more, it just doesn't matter. But it's the same with Michael too. It's the same with everyone in my life. No one's actually impressed by anything that I do, which I'm fine with. I am. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But like, I think that's good. But I'm also not impressed by myself. So like there. So
we need to work on your self-esteem, my friend.
Nah, trust me. The self-esteem got me far. I'm good. It's working for me.
Okay. All right. So Gloria always thought that, Dorothy was the favorite daughter because she's like, whenever Ma and Dad went out of town, like she put you in charge. When, who did she come to live with? You, her favorite. And it's like, wow.
She has a point. I think Dorothy is the favorite.
Yeah, sure. She probably is, maybe. But like also, she went to live with Dorothy because a cab from Miami to California after Shady Pines burned down probably would have been a lot more expensive.
No, that's not it. The practical reasons are not it. I mean, yes, there's a local capacity there, but like Gloria has so much money. I guarantee you if Sophia picked up the phone and said, Gloria, my home burnt down. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I don't know where to go. I could go to Dorothy's, but she's living with roommates and it'd probably be an inconvenience to live with her. I think I maybe should come live with you. That would be the practical thing to do. Go with the daughter that can accommodate financially and also not live with roommates and stuff. But Sophia chose Dorothy. And that, I think, screams she's her favorite.
Look, I don't know that she actually has a favorite child, but I bet she was thinking that Dorothy, the living situation would have been better with Dorothy because I think Gloria probably travels a lot. I think Gloria probably likes that sort of independence and that freedom, and she would feel bad and want to stay home a lot if Sophia lived with her. But, Sophia knows Dorothy's home a lot. She always has her nose in books, that it would be less disruptive to her life. I think that's why Sophia chose Dorothy.
Interesting. I'll have to chew on that one.
But she ends up staying, and I love that the sentiment in the end, it was so beautiful. Sophia's like, most people my age have children trying to get rid of them. My children are fighting over who gets to keep me. How beautiful is that?
That's nice. That's a
like,
nice ending.
I hope that when I am old, that's how like my daughters are, like not fighting, but but that they like want to spend time with me.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I know. I don't have children, so I hope that your daughters also want to spend time with me.
Yeah. Well, you're going to be their Disney guide when we finally take them to Disneyland. So
yeah, we need to arrange that. But in a couple of years, when the young one, when she's old enough. Yeah. Great episode. We don't watch this episode enough.
I love this episode. Great episode.
So good. Let's take a break and come back with our golden takeaways. And we are back with our golden takeaways, which is a nugget of truth or inspiration you can apply to yourself or our listeners. Kerri?
Kerri? Kerri? My golden takeaway is never bring a friend to an audition if you're not going to be able to live with the fact that they might get the part. So back when Stan was younger and auditioning in high school and auditioning for stuff out in New York, he took his little brother with him to an audition who was not an actor. I don't know what it was for. It might have been a commercial or a show or something. And his brother he was just like in the waiting room, like reading a comic book or whatever. And they brought him in and he ended up getting the part.
Did you ever see the film Jay Kelly?
No.
It's not that, but it is that. The plot of the film, the George Clooney film, Jay Kelly, it came out last year on Netflix. You should watch it. It was a good movie. It basically is that the guy brought, I mean, they were both actors, but the guy brought his best friend who wasn't auditioning for anything, and he was just there as support, kind of. And he kind of took whatever. He stepped in and auditioned for the role, and he got it, and it made him a massive, massive star. And the guy who lost the role, they forced out a falling out, and it became this like super. It was basically playing on George Clooney's ego, but like it was like George Clooney type actor, and then like a guy who just basically had to go become a teacher and live a normal life and whatever. And so there was this, separation and sort of
wow,
what could have been. Yeah.
Relatable. What's your golden takeaway?
Wow, now it's all deep and shit. My my golden takeaway is, should I get my hair colored red? Because my hairstylist, and Gloria really made me think about this. Every time I go to my hair guy, Gloria, every time I go to my hair guy, he always wants to put a little bit of red in my hair. And I'm like, no, I want to be a blonde. I want to be like Kerri Bradshaw, season 4 to season 6, specifically because she had roots. I want that. And he's like, no, you should put some like different shades in because of your complexion. The red would look really nice. And seeing Gloria, I'm like, oh, well, she was like full on redhead. And I don't think I want to be a full on redhead because that's what Sadie is. But like, I think I look good like this. I don't think I need red added in. Do you?
I don't think you need red either. I
don't think so.
I like the contrast of your hair color to Sadie's. And also, yeah, I just want to mess with it. I really like whatever
This
you
works.
do with your hair. It works.
This is working. And what I like about this is that, even though I'm only 28 years old, turning 28 again on July 10th,
always.
What I like about this is that I call it gray blending, because that was the thing I really wanted. Was my problem with my natural hair color is it looks fucking disgusting. It looks like a dirty, like, when a paper bag gets wet, like a lunch paper bag gets wet.
Yeah.
That's my hair color. And then when you add in the gray to it, it becomes this like, just bleh. It's just like it reminds me of like London rain. Ugly. Bleh. Anyway, but with the gray blending, the blonde, it works really well that when my hair grows out, the gray grows into the blonde, and it just works really well. And so I don't have to get it colored all the time and whatever. So I think I don't think I'm going to add the red in. Sorry, hair guy. Love you.
But hey, it was really great that this episode allowed you to come to that conclusion, and now you can take that off your mental plate.
Yeah. Anxiety gone.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to
Anxiety gone. Well, if you guys want to hear us talk more about this episode and the Reddit thread about Gloria number 1 versus Gloria number 2 and the surprising turn the Reddit thread takes, be sure to check us out at patreon.com/Golden Girls Podcast. You can sign up for $5 a month, but you do get the majority of the stuff at the $8 a month. Or no, you can sign up for a free account, but you get the majority at $5 or $8 a month. And thank you all so much for listening. And we'll be back here next week for more Golden Girls greatness.
Oh my God, yeah, and we're of course a part of Mom Media, whatever, Moguls of Media.
Talk today.
Mom, I know we can't. So you can go subscribe to Mom Plus there, and you can also follow us on social media at Golden Girls Pod on Twitter, out on the Lanai on Instagram. Out on my official on Instagram, Golden Girls Pod on Facebook, and I am HAlanScott / Sadie Pines on everything.
And if you want to support our podcast even more, you can leave us a rating and review wherever you get this podcast. We would love that.
Wouldn't it be funny if this was my judgy face? Anyway, yeah. And remember,
as always,
stay golden.
golden.
Stay golden.
Out on the Lanai is not endorsed by Whit Thomas Harris Productions, Touchstone Television, Disney, or any of its subsidiaries. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only.
All names, pictures, audio, and video clips of the Golden Girls are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and/or copyright holders.